to Nivo ITNI trial, the abstract. So we sent that to BMS. We're still waiting for them to get back, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to take a look at it too, or did you
Yeah.
just
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
okay. Um
Even if we don't get any input from BMS, we're still submitting it. If they want us to withdraw, we can withdraw. If they don't like something. Okay? It's their responsibility to give us feedback. So
okay. This is the abstract.
okay. So can you give me the link so I can scroll?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me share with
I put it in the chat box. Just yeah, copy the link and
then I'll send it. I can't find. Okay.
all right. Got it. Okay, I'll share. Okay. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is actually the title of the trial, right? As it is, right?
Yeah, I got that from your like study document.
Yeah. Does this meet the word count limitation?
I don't know what the word count is for the AACR.
So you have to go into the website and
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I should probably check that.
It's 2,600 characters without space.
Okay, yeah, this is 2,000 characters or 1,700 without spaces.
okay. So I would list library gland tumors and 5, and I would list you know, 2 of them were duct carcinoma. You know, what are the separate histologies here?
Oh, for the non-ACC.
I would list that. I would make N all small, not capital. All N's.
One, two,
I would write this out, immune-related resist, and then put that as acronym. Some people may not know what IR is.
okay. And
So this is repeating the numbers. Right? Which we usually don't do in conclusion, so resulted in so if you look at the PFS, ACC was
PFS at 6 months.
so I would so more than 6 month PFS, median PFS and median overall survival is usually preferred.
Okay.
So I would still so if you have space, you can still use OS and PFS. It's okay, but I would put median PFS and median overall survival for both groups.
In addition to at 6 months.
Right, but put
Okay.
median first and then put PFS. So this is same for the abstract you were preparing, Liam. This is same way. And then toxicity. So here you don't repeat any of the numbers. I guess the big number is there was only one PR.
Yeah.
Do you know if it was a confirmed PR or unconfirmed PR?
I can check.
Report should say the difference is unconfirmed is PR and then it grew back right back. So the following CT scan does not hold PR. That's
Oh,
called unconfirmed. So it's important to notify people that this is confirmed, how many confirmed PR, how many unconfirmed PR. But it's only one here. So there's 1 out of 19 patient.
Dr. J, I actually had a question for
Wait. So why is it 4% here, but 5% here?
Yeah, sorry, it's actually 5%. It's out of 19 people, not 24. I did the math wrong with the 4%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Liam.
Right. So when we're calculating ORR, do we include the unconfirmed PRs and CRs?
Yes.
Okay, and we just specify in parentheses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, so you can't say whether there's improvement or not. There's no control. So here, what you need is what we call disease control rate, which is defined as 6-month PFS just among those CR, PR, stable disease. For progression of disease, so there are people who get progressive disease after 6 months. So they're probably going to be something else and then become PD later on. But if they're like first couple CT scans are PD, so the disease control rate is people who are on treatment at least for 6 months. That's what it is. But the way you calculate it is you take out the ones that are recorded as CR/PR/SD, and then you count the number of patients who has PFS equal or greater than 6 months. To be more exact, we like to use 4 times 6, 24 weeks. Okay, this is a widely accepted concept. And this is how we know that there is a clinical benefit. So some people call it clinical benefit rate. But I like the
Yeah.
term disease control rate.
Clinical benefit rate.
Okay, so I want you to calculate that. You can calculate that with the data that you have for
Yeah,
both
yeah.
groups. So you can result in a moderate response rate and moderate disease control rate, disease control. You could say moderate disease control, moderate, modest response, resulted in modest response, and moderate disease control or something like that. And then you could say, and then you say further, larger, or further studies are warranted to or some it's not validate to I guess it's a very small cohort, so larger studies are warranted to validate or
Reaffirm, like,
validate our findings or something.
okay,
Yeah,
the conclusion, right?
in the conclusion.
And then disease control rate is complete response, partial response, and stable disease. All those patients who ever achieve that, their progression-free survival at 6 months
Or 24 weeks.
or 24 weeks. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Equal or greater. Okay.
Mhm. okay.
So make the changes and send me the draft today so that I can confirm. And then you can send that to BMS again. And then I'll tell you. Okay, let's work. So in the study, final protocol,
Mhm.
you have to write down the name of PIs. So in the protocol, the PDF file, there should be the name of the PIs.
Okay,
Mark Ogolnik. These are patients. These were people who were in charge of this trial, and they all left our institution.
yeah, okay.
Maria Matsangu. Victoria Villafort.
Should I put your name too? Yeah.
'Cause I'm the current PI. I don't know who else participated in this. endeavor.
let's-
Just go and Google all these people, make sure their spelling is right. They're
Okay.
all oncologists, so you'll find them.
Mhm.
I think you can go second, because they didn't write. And Liam, you're gonna mentor Richard in terms of the writing the manuscript, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
So Dr. Che, are you going to be the first author?
Mhm. For
Okay,
for
and-
all clinical trials, it's the rule that PIs be the first author.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
I will be the first and the corresponding author.
Okay.
So in the world of clinical trial, it's the most number of patients you enroll into the clinical trial. It does not matter who writes the paper. The one who contributes the most is the person who enrolls the patients, and also a person who actually wrote the protocol, who got the funding, who made everything happen.
It's a long protocol.
It's just a ton of work to make things happen. The writing the result is like 5-10% of the whole work. But it's a privilege to be a part of the team of the clinical trial reports. So you know, not many medical students get to write it. So Richard, this is a really good opportunity. Usually it's junior faculty who writes the trial results. Or like third-year hemong fellow. I've never seen medical student write any clinical trial results. So
Mm.
this is a very special occasion. But, work with Liam. He's working on writing DART study manuscript. So you guys can work together to write manuscript ASAP. So, but if you just correct that and send me the updated version with my suggestions, you can send that out to BMS and you can send to AACR.
Okay, sounds good.
You can do all of that today.
Yeah.
I want you to submit today or tomorrow. I don't want you to submit anything on the last day of the deadline. I've seen like the website crash or something. Something goes wrong on the last day. So we're not gonna do anything on the last day. Okay, if possible.
Mhm.
Dr. Che, I actually have an update regarding the deadline for the clinical trials.
Uh-huh.
If you would allow me to share my screen.
Uh-huh.
So it seems like, so I've realized this yesterday as I was preparing to submit the other ones.
Uh-huh.
The submission deadline for clinical trials to the AACR is a little different and it's at a later date.
Mhm.
So if you can see here, and this is only for the clinical trial abstracts and the late breaking abstracts. So it appears that the deadline for the clinical trials is January 12th of 2023. And this includes any phase, first in human, 1, 2, 3, or any combination abstract from national or international clinical trials.
What about trials in progress?
So that also goes in here.
Oh, okay.
So it's up here, like ongoing trials or unique trial designs that have not yielded results. Select the clinical trials in progress category right here.
Wow, they made this. AACR didn't do this before, but anyway, you can't even submit it. The category will not be available. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So I
So
guess
we
we
have
have time to
Yeah.
ask EMS to give us input, and I think when will it open then?
So it doesn't give us a specific deadline, but it seems like it will open once the regular abstract submissions are finished. So potentially after November 17th.
Okay, so submit it after November 17th, Richard.
So I'll definitely follow up with the submission process with Richard.
And then when you submit, there's going to be what is the IRB number of the trial and all that. And there's like a NU something in our protocol. So use all that number.
Yeah, I helped Richard get all the like the NU number and also the STU IRB number and everything. He has the protocol now.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Anything else?
Yeah, one quick thing. So if I could share my screen, I like wrote out a list of like all the like separate variables that I should be collecting. Just wanted to run it by you before I actually do collect them, like the PDL1 expression, the inflammatory markers.
Yeah.
Can't find it. Okay.
Well, so Richard, because you have
Uh-huh.
time, if you and then you have new deadline, you could actually like write the manuscript up and do sort of the biomarker analysis. You know, what happens where, you know, did the responder have PDL1? What was the TMB of the responder? You can describe the biomarker characteristics. And you
Okay.
can write that in the abstract as well. Just keep writing your manuscript, okay? And then based on what you find, you can add that to your abstract, making it even stronger.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that because we have plenty of time. Like there's no rush here then. Yeah.
I'll work on that. Can you see the Google document? Okay. So PDL1 expression makes sense. The data from Garden and Tempest. So I'm assuming that's the tumor mutational burden and the mutations themselves collected. And then for inflammatory markers, there are a lot. So I was wondering, first of all, like how to find these in particular, because there's a lot, and I don't think they have them all in Epic, do they?
So you can find them in the Tempest website.
Oh, on Tempest, okay.
So Liam, today your job is to get new Tempest password because I got locked.
Oh, okay.
Let's get it and then let's give it to Richard because a lot of these are research only. So they're not in the PDF file. You have to actually go into the Tempest website and then go to the research only section. And then you'll find these. And for ACC, and you can do PFS. So durable clinical benefit or durable clinical disease control, that's the word, is durable disease control. Is what I defined as the disease control rate, okay? So Liam and Jisang have done this, but what you're gonna do is people with durable disease control versus not. So you have two groups. And then you can compare all these biomarkers and see, is there a difference in biomarker distribution?
Hmm,
That's what you can do, okay?
okay. Who would be running the statistics on that? Should I be doing that or like find someone, or would that be like the stats team here?
No, you are in charge.
Okay, okay.
This is descriptive statistics. If you need help, talk to Eugene O.
Okay,
This is very simple. P, chi-square, descriptive, very descriptive.
okay.
Durable, 3 patients, 7, 3 versus 7, is this statistics? You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
so whatever you do, you can do dot plots, box plots. It's really like a basic stat, descriptive statistics. So nothing fancy, but do it yourselves. If you need help, talk to Eugene. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. It's good to learn. Anything else I should be collecting before I collect, or is that it?
If anybody got garden, I don't know if they got garden or not, but if you do garden, sometimes you can see that ctDNA will come down once they get nivo-ipi, and that's molecular response. But I don't know how many people will actually have it. So that's number one. Number two, oh, did you get all the patient identifiers for these patients?
Yeah, I figured out how to get them. Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
Liam helped me with that.
Oh, neutrophil lymphocyte ratio. So on the day of the cycle 1, day 1, you're collecting the neutrophil numbers, lymphocyte numbers,
Mm-hmm.
ratio. There's multiple publications on how to calculate them.
Okay.
That's one predictive. What else? And you can look at our hyperprogression paper. Liam, you can share that with Richard. And there are the paper will have like, how we analyze different variables, and you can pick and choose the ones that will fit. You don't need many variables because the sample size is very small, but you can look at the feasible ones.
Yeah, maybe platelet count on cycle on day 1 as well. We looked at in our HPD paper.
That's good too. So Eugene, because you're involved, you can also help him. Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you the tables that we made. We're currently working on so that you can just choose whatever variables there.
Okay, let Yuji know, just continue to help you. I'll just add her in the abstract after Liam. So just continue to help him with variables and statistics. You'll just do it together, okay?
Yeah, of course, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Richard?
That's it for me for now. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Juhi, are you able to give us update?
I am flustered. I've been trying to submit the journal, but it's like my first try submitting it solo.
Uh-huh.
So I've been having many, many trials and errors.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things is that apparently I need to get signatures from all the authors.
Yeah,
I did not know this. So that's taking longer than I thought. So yeah, I'm in the process, and eventually I'll also email you with the PDF so you can sign it too. But I'm a little confused because so they said we need to do like a conflict of interest form.
uh-huh.
Can I show you the form? Because I'm a little confused on how to like go about it. So like, I don't know if only my name is supposed to be on there or if I should include all the authors or if I should make a separate form for each author.
Show me. Share
Okay.
your screen.
Sorry, I didn't think it would be confusing. So this is what it looks like. So it just says your name. So do I write everyone's name on there or do I make a separate document for everybody?
Maybe in the guideline, there will be some description. Because some journal requires each author's COI, or sometimes just correspondence.
Mm,
Go down,
they,
go down,
huh?
go down.
Okay.
Here, name, all, and whom you have relation. Oh, so it
Yeah.
form is for each one. So this one per person.
Okay. So does that mean I have to like, is it okay if I submit it as one document or like,
No, it
You
has to
can
be
make it
all
one.
authors. All authors need to fill this out.
okay, but I can just do it for them, right?
Yeah.
Is
Okay,
there
okay.
a part they sign?
Apparently not for this document, because like I scrolled all the way down, but it just says like put an X.
Oh.
So
Then
I
yeah,
don't think that matters.
you can just email them, tell me all your COIs so we can fill it out for you and then, yeah.
Wait, they can have COI separately? Well, for the purpose of this article, like nobody has COIs, right?
So,
So because I work with companies like Gardent, whoever
Oh, okay.
I didn't get, let's say if I get research grant from Predison, I haven't gotten any money yet, but if I get research grant, then I need to put them in here. So
Oh, okay.
I have to put everybody, like every company that I interact with.
Oh,
But at your level, student level,
Mhm.
you guys are like, no.
okay, I get what you mean. So your COI will be different, but everyone else will be like blank.
Uh-huh. So
Okay.
Send these to Liam, and you can print this out. I will fill it out and by hand, and you can scan it and then make it PDF and send it back to. And then anything that needs signature, just send to Liam, and I can't open up every email, like you give it to
Oh,
Liam.
okay.
Liam
True.
will give it to me in paper, and I'll sign it and make it PDF and send back to Juhi. That's how we're gonna work.
Okay, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, that's the only delay. I just didn't know there were forms. Sorry about that.
You know,
Um, I
something
did, I know.
after every affiliation, and they're
I was
a
like-
lot of work, okay? But I need you to understand how laborious, tedious this job is, okay?
This is my first time, and I've been like asking so many questions to Eugene and Leah.
And if you do like submit to 5 different journals after 5 rejections, and it's a lot of work, okay? This is,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, sounds good.
so hopefully we'll
Um,
get it first time.
yeah, I think that's the only thing. Like our manuscript's done, cover letters done, figures and everything's done. It's just I need to get everyone's signature and the COIs.
Okay,
Yeah.
abstract.
Whatever we showed last time. Wait, no, that's a lie. Sorry. No,
Showed, yeah,
we did not show you last time. One sec. Oh, so we made we turned the figure into a table
okay,
and we'll show you the table. One second. So this is the first abstract. So this is the abstract for the MCED. So for the screening, cancer screening. And that's the table that we made. What do you think?
Hmm. Show me the link, give me the link, let me scroll.
Oh, okay. We have to add you. Are you able to open it?
No, I don't know why.
One sec. Could you try once more? Did it work?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So that's the first abstract, and I'll send you the link for the second abstract too. So we go back to the first abstract. If you want to take a look at the table.
So it's equal contribution. First author. Or you equal, just write equal contribution, okay?
Oh, okay.
Equal contribution is all you need. And it doesn't mean much for the abstract.
Yeah.
Probably don't have place to put that in. So you don't have to write it again. It's already up here. You can just use MCED here. It's okay.
Okay.
Why did you highlight this non-screening?
Well, we changed the wording and we wondered if it read okay.
And what do you mean by
We-
non-screening tests?
We meant to exclude diagnostic tests for like, biopsy or like CT scans and things like that. The tests that were not meant to screen, tests that were meant to monitor or to diagnose.
It doesn't convey that message when you write non-screening.
Okay.
You can write
Uh,
diagnostic tests or something.
Hmm?
Diagnostic is what you said.
We meant to exclude them. So we meant to exclude things that were diagnostic, like biopsies. Or
Right, I would write that out. Diagnostic tests including biopsies and imaging, CT scans or the imaging. Just write it
okay, so in like parentheses.
diagnostic tests, including biopsies and imaging or something.
So one of the reasons we, so there's two things. The first thing, one of the reasons why we chose that term is primarily because it not only excludes the diagnostic tests, but it also excludes the preclinical assays.
Hmm.
And the second point I want to bring up is this is the wording we changed to from our initial, Julie, what was our initial term?
was
Dr.
like-
Che, you wanted us to change it from
Not
that.
clinically significant or something along.
Oh, right,
those-
right. So
Yeah, something along those lines.
So, I mean, I think we can, if Dr. Che, if you'd like us to, we can like spell it out and say, diagnostic tests and preclinical assays.
But I don't understand preclinical assays because these are all human studies.
Right. Shuhi, do you want to like elaborate on that a little?
Like we excluded the ones where they were like, for example, testing out different biomarkers, but did not find, I guess, any like statistically significant results. Because they were not using it as like a screening tool yet. They were trying to look for a screening tool. And in that process of looking for biomarkers that they could use in their screening tool, they came across these that looked promising, but ultimately yielded no results.
So I think those were more
Oh,
like signal
uh-huh.
finding studies.
Yeah, so those were not like, they didn't term it as screening tests because they were
So-
trying it out, but it
So-
didn't work out.
Yeah, so those were actually like tests they were doing to like build an assay, whereas
Yeah.
the screening tests we review here are assays that have been developed, and they're trying to gather larger clinical data sets to get FDA approval.
But I just want to understand the wording, preclinical. Preclinical is used for cell lines and mouse.
Oh, yeah, that might not be the best way. It was, for lack of a better term, I could think of at the moment. Um,
So give me an example again, like what are we actually excluding? Like,
so we exclude all the diagnostic tests,
mhm,
and we also exclude all the studies where they're just trying different things out in order that so that they can build their assay. Whereas the ones we include are assays that have been built and are currently in the validation phase. So they know exactly which biomarkers and which algorithms and techniques they're going to use for their particular assays. So that's already been established. They're just applying it in clinical trials to collect data to validate their tests and get it approved.
okay. One, I think I can see reviewers gonna ask, some of them will ask, how many of the assays that we added in our study, meta-analysis, how many of them are CLIA certified, CLIA? I think that information is important. Because that's like, is this a validated assay? Is this a commercial assay? So I think that information people will ask.
Mm.
So, and then assays under development or hypothesis generating assays. I mean, you can use all these terms, but I think the better term may be just like what you said, established, but that's not a real scientific term. Established assays, but it's sort of like a valid but I guess it's hard to draw a line, validated assay or because some will have I would say learning cohort and validation cohort at the same time.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so what would be the non-screening tests? Would it be fair to say you use only validated assays? Is that true?
I don't think so. I don't remember any studies actually validate their essays through like official organization. Not even Grail. I think Grail, they're under a CLIA waiver right now.
Hmm.
So I don't think any of the essays that we considered into our meta-analysis are, done with that kind of validation. So,
Yeah. The Grail is commercial. They sell it, so they should be clear. I don't know what do you mean by waiver?
it says like, I'm looking at the homepage of the American Cancer Society, and then it says the laboratory of Grail itself was validated through CLIA, but the Grail test itself Gallery test itself is available under a CLIA waiver because the testing itself is done in a central laboratory. I'll just try to find more about this, but I'm pretty sure, considering even Gallery test is kind of in this step, I think other tests are definitely not even start this kind of validation process.
Yeah, it just says that the lab is regulated under CLIA, but it does not say if it was CLIA certified, the test itself.
Or is
Yeah.
that different? Like being regulated under CLIA and being CLIA certified?
It seems like the lab under which
Yeah, so they wrote very clearly that the MCED test clinical laboratory of the gallery is certified under CLIA, but the test gallery test has not been cleared or approved by FDA.
Oh, so it is CLIA certified.
Hmm,
It's CLIA certified, just not FDA approved.
CLIA waived means that the procedure is simple enough that even if there is an error, there is no significant risk.
hmm.
So like other CLIA wave tests are dipstick urine analysis or fecal occult blood test or urine pregnancy tests or blood glucose monitoring. Those are all like CLIA waived tests. And gallery is like one of them apparently.
So it is in the category of certified then, it's just a different.
I guess it's like a term that they use. They
Oh.
call it CLIA wave test.
I see. Okay. So I think it's fair to say we excluded studies, studies that are hypothesis generating only or something. We're not geared towards validating the population, but it's like running different tests in a different angle and kind of coming up with a solution type of paper.
That makes sense.
Studies that are done for hypothesis generating purpose. We excluded them, as well as the ones that are done with diagnostic tests, including imaging and biopsies. And then you can say these are non-screening assays or whatever. And you can put non-screening test, well, but I wouldn't put the hypothesis generating studies under non-screening tests because it's confusing. Those are not two. Okay, so just rewrite that based on what I just told you.
Okay. Hypothesis generating.
Okay, I like the wording and the interpretation. So yeah, this is okay. So let's look at the second one.
Okay.
Do I have to share the second one or are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh,
I think I
I got
sent
it.
the link.
okay.
So you listed stomach. Okay. Why don't you do and here? Because it kind of confuses. It feels like this is stomach and this is esophagus.
Okay. Or we can use upper GI cancer and then explain it at the bottom. Or simply we can yeah, I'll just replace slash at to end.
Yeah, all like, yeah, slash, you can just do, or you can put and as a, like a symbol mark for and,
Mm,
like this,
thank you, Juhi.
No worries.
like that. You can just use this. And here as well. So I think one thing that now I see this, people would be asking is, how do you predict TOF?
Mostly in most paper they used tumor origin specific methylation markers.
So you have to say that. How many studies out of how many study, that you examined said methylation is the main
Mm,
method? Versus some might say we only use mutation. Some might say we only use the copy number variation.
okay. Would that be more appropriate to be written in methods or in interpretation or findings? Where findings?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll just try to summarize on that. Okay,
so it's only 4 studies, right?
only for
Yeah,
Four.
so so if, let's say, one say we use methylation and fragment size. One study might have said we use only methylation. One
Mhm.
might say we use only mutation. So you just describe how many,
Got it.
like 4 all use methylation and 2 use combination of proteomics and methylation or something,
Mhm.
I don't know. Off the top of your head, do you think all 4 use methylation?
I think most of them used methylation, but definitely one used a different thing, like fragmentation thing, and that really stood out in terms of results. That was pretty different from the other rest of the. So yeah, I'll just try to write them down. In findings.
And Dr. Che, what we just discussed, that should also make it into the manuscript, right?
Yes. Yes, that should be just in the manuscript. And
Yeah, because
then
like we're over the word limit, so we'll have to cut it down somewhere else.
somewhere else, yeah. And then a lot of methods can go to supplement. You can do
Yeah.
method section in the supplement.
We already did that.
You can send more.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
And I think people will ask which labs are clear certified. So one sentence for that as well. Because I'm telling you, more I think about it, I know what the reviewer is gonna say. You're gonna have to add, change that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And Dr. Chen, I just have one more question here. So if you look at table 1 on the rightmost column at the top, we wrote frequently misclassified cancer types, again, for lack of a better way to phrase it.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any suggestions? Or is that okay to you? Because I feel like it might be confusing to some people.
I know, we know what it means, so I can't say how. I don't know. Let's say, Richard, do you know what it means? That blue sentence, if you read it, do you understand what it means?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
The blue
The table.
sentence.
The blue and the table actually, where it says frequently misclassified cancer types N over N, the rightmost column.
I think the blue makes sense. The table was a bit confusing for me though, when I read it, because it looks like it's like ovarian and then colorectal and uterus. Like, how does it relate to the leftmost column?
Yeah, it may be confused. So now you understand what it means after reading the blue sentence? So ovarian cancers were misclassified as colorectal cancer.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's what it means. How do we make it more?
It's predict,
Dr. Gian, any suggestions?
I'm thinking.
The only thing I can think of is like frequently misclassified as, but that doesn't sound very professional.
how about using a word like incorrect prediction? So frequently misclassified classification
Predictions.
for an incorrect prediction of TOO, or because we use the word prediction for accuracy of prediction at the right next column. Freq- I try to find the word terms for this table, but because this type of studies are pretty rare, I think,
Yeah.
so it's
Misclassified
hard to find.
prediction. Frequently misclassified. Can we say false positives?
That would work
Is
because it's
that better
technically
though?
false positive. Hmm.
I just have one question. Should we use the word frequently?
We don't have to.
So it's more, I think it's less intuitive. We're using
Hmm.
frequently. So what does that mean frequently?
We
Yeah,
can
so we're
do-
just trying to say like most commonly misclassified as. But yeah, I don't think we need to keep frequently. Incorrect predictions or misclassified. Correct. Yeah, like we can, yeah. Incorrect predictions, I think that works too. Or misclassified predictions.
Like tumor site that was miscorrectly predicted.
Hmm. Could you say that again? Tumor.
Tumor
Or can we
site
just say
that
like
was-
misclassified TOO? Or inaccurate TOO?
Mm-hmm. To me, it looks better, more simple.
it still doesn't convey the message, I think.
Mm,
This is so hard.
yeah.
This is tricky.
No, I think misclassified as makes more sense. And yeah,
And should we just go frequently misclassified as?
uh-huh. I know it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes the most, it's the most clear.
Yeah, it would be fine because we have enough space and
Should you change it in the title too? Frequently misclassified as cancer type?
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that's-
We can kind of put quotate, like quote. Or something. It's classified as, misclassified, just 2 words, put like quotation mark.
to emphasize that.
I think then I think people won't, there's no misconfusion. Things
Okay.
like colorectal misclassified as in the stomach, it's, I think,
Mm,
Should we keep the TOO in the box?
no. Let's make it simple. Yeah, yeah. and I-
Okay, that works.
In the table, isn't the frequently should translate the frequency?
frequency.
Frequently.
No, frequently works. Frequency works too, but
Yeah, frequently it works.
because if you want to do frequency, we have to say frequency of.
And then there's as, so it's gonna be too long.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think it's okay. The important thing is that people understand.
Okay.
So Dr. J, do you want us to want us to send this to you again after adding some more info, or are we good to submit it
Good to
after
submit.
adding?
We're good to
Okay.
say.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Mm.
Shui, anything
Wait,
else?
I have another question. So, can I actually just share my screen and show it to you?
Mhm.
This is for the submission for Lancet. Can I share my screen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So this is where like I need everyone to sign. Because I just wanted to run by you if I did it correctly. I wasn't sure how to fill up for the undergrads, their highest degree.
Oh,
So Sally has a Bachelor of Science.
she's
But
grad-
Eileen is from high school. Like,
Yeah, her highest
but
degree is a high school degree.
yeah, I don't know. Do we write high school
you
or
can leave it blank.
leave it blank?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And so the corresponding author, it goes down here, right?
Uh-huh.
So you will sign down here and you do not need to be in the list of authors.
I think I do.
So you have to be in the list of authors plus the corresponding author.
Title and name.
Because your name goes up here. The corresponding author is in the first page. And then it's in the last part. But are you also in the list of authors? Or no?
Yes. I think I should be in the list of authors too.
Okay. So mm, so if we don't have enough space, so does that mean I just submit two separate documents? Would that work?
You can use one more page too.
Yeah, there's page.
Oh, okay. Okay, sounds good.
Mm.
Thank you.
And then
Mhm.
Liam will get my conflict of interest for you.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, send everything over for Dr. Che and I'll get his signatures.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry about that. I'm just very confused.
Yeah, that's okay. So I have a COI general statement, Liam, and then we'll just check all the diagnostic companies, like even if I
Okay.
don't, I did not receive any fund, like
Mhm.
any company that I directly am in communication with, I will just put every company there.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, that's it for me. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, we'll go to Eugene next, which is in Korea. But let's take 10-minute break. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Are you able to present? And for those of you who are here in Chicago, there's a lecture by the ctDNA expert, Max Dean. He's also a good friend of mine. I had dinner with him yesterday. He's actually MD PhD. He's a radiation oncologist, but he has really good papers. So I encourage all of our lab members to participate. Now, I don't know what our schedule is. It's 3:30 to 4:30. So there's
Use
like,
the auditorium, yeah.
so there's Lunit radiomics meeting. Liam, can you tell them if we can postpone that to we can either do that, well, it's Korean time, so that's going to be 7 o'clock Korean time, right? So let's ask if we can do that 4:30. Or 45. 4:30. 4:34. So Liam, let's ask for 4:35. Let's give them a specific time, 4:40. And the meeting is going to be about just 30 minutes. If they are okay with that, Because I think I want all of you to go to this meeting together. Because this is a really important meeting. Let's ask them if they can change time. Okay, Eugene, are you able to present? Maybe she's not at her desk. Okay, Jisan, can you present?
Yeah, regarding radio mix, I sent email to Yuri on last Thursday and yesterday afternoon, and I got the answer from Yuri. He would get the results back yesterday night, but the results hasn't come yet. So I'm just waiting for the results from Dr. Yuri, and yeah, and I still on the process of writing background and method and some discussion.
Okay. So, did Yuri say he didn't tell you what he found, or he just said he'll get back to us?
So not yet. I can see on from the shared folder, Yuri is working on that very hard, but the results hasn't come yet and still waiting. So he mentioned on his email he will get the abstract with his results back. So I hope I can get the results today.
Okay, I'm texting him now. Okay, anything else?
So I have just one question. So should I put the IRB in the information to the abstract?
No,
All right. If the results I get the result back, then I can share with my abstract.
so
But
keep
for
writing,
now, there's
yeah, keep
Mhm.
writing the abstract and have Liam proofread.
Mhm.
And you'll just plug in the numbers once Yuri gives us the results, okay? Just get ready, we don't have much time.
All right.
And did we decide on the author?
Yeah, I'm also doing that part. So
Show me the authors, list of authors, show me the abstract that you're working on. That's
all right.
um,
Share.
just show me the link. I'll
Mhm.
I'll write on it.
All right. I will give you the link. Just wait a moment.
I got it. Share the. Okay.
So I think I need to update the authors who gathered clinical data from the. Yep.
So you don't know who they are?
I'll get from Liam or
Yeah, I can give it to you.
So let's just do it right now to save time.
okay.
So why can't I write on this? So you have to
Oh.
make it editable.
All right, let me check. Oh, I see. Yep, you can now edit. Yep.
Okay, now
Yep.
So title, what is the title?
Title is there, right?
As biomarker for predicting survival outcomes, treatment response, and the progression. So hi. So there's gonna be two abstracts, okay?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So hyperprogression. Associated with radioic features. May predict. May predict response and survival in. You can be more specific, because we excluded small cell here, right? Right or no?
So I think all mixed up, I think.
Well, you should know by now.
So yeah, small cell also included.
In radiomics,
I can see here what I think just one. Yeah, if we exclude that,
there's one small
It's a-
cell.
yes.
I think it's better to exclude
All right, all right.
because
Mhm.
of, yeah, it doesn't look good. So So these are the two titles, okay? And you can have one more.
It's two, I think. Yeah. Maybe.
You know, I don't know what it's going to be associated with, PDL1 or TMB. So this is going to be relationship between PDL1, TMB, many other clinical features. So I don't know what Yuri's
Right.
going to be able to do. If he doesn't find anything, then we can do one abstract. If he finds all these interesting things, it will be 3 abstracts. Okay,
I see.
so who, I think Yuri, Jian, Celia, Timothy, who else? Who else worked on this?
So the clinical data set comes from the hyperprogression project. So technically, everybody who was involved there collecting the clinical data should be in there. So that would include people like Singmi, Zuni, Suwon, me. Tim's already in there. So
So I think Iser was part of the first Sungmi. Who else?
Zuni, Zunera,
Okay, and who else?
me, and Suwon.
You and Suwon. Yeah. Suwon. The big project. Anybody else?
That's all I can think of. Eugene, are we missing anyone?
I think we're good. But Dr. Chi, could you write Suwon with OO rather than U? Yes.
And Celia and Timothy. So in terms of who did most of the work, who did the most of the work for the 3 abstracts?
So I think like the questions will be if you and Yuri want to be co-corresponding authors and also co-first authors. And obviously Dr. Chisang, he's doing most of the write-up and he's done one full set of segmentations. But Dr. Hyun-sun actually did one full set of segmentations and she's actually done all the non-CT. So in terms of segmentation, she's done the most. And then obviously we have the 2 fellows from Yuri's lab. And yeah, and the 2 fellows, they've each done one full set of segmentations.
Okay. So now let me ask Dr. Chisang, are you able to write this up full manuscript? Sam?
So you mean
The full manuscript. I'm not talking about the abstract.
abstract? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think I can.
Okay. So you have to take it to the end. It doesn't matter you're in residency or not. You have to take it to the end. And I want you to understand, if you sign out, there's no guarantee that you'll be the first author.
Mm,
Okay. So I think I like to credit the junior investigator first. And then Hyun-sun. Did Sira do anything about this project, Sira? No?
Not as far as I am aware.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're not missing anybody who were here before.
Maybe Juhi?
Yeah.
You can ask her, Eugene. I don't know what Juhi did. So if she contributed anything about this project, ask her. And ask Iser, Liam. Because she knows she wrote this protocol with me from the beginning.
Mm,
So
okay. Yeah, I think.
I think she can come front. Because she got involved in setting up the whole project.
Liam, did you mention Sally before? Right.
Did Sally got involved?
Not in this one.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, and I can go last. Let's see. And you can do. Because Yuri worked so hard. I don't know, Yuri. You could put equal contribution. I mean, they can be the co-first authors, and then I'll just be the corresponding author. I think that's fine. And for funding, ask Yuri about like the funds that he's getting, because he's paying for his salary and his fellows. And Liam, you can ask the HR people, under what fund your salary is being paid. You can use that fund. It's probably Pulmonary Institute or something. Fund.
Oh, okay. So should I add that to all of my submissions and publications?
You don't have to put in everything, but I think
Mhm.
anything related, like this is radiomics.
Mhm.
I think it's kind of related to pulmonary. And then anything like, yeah, transplant and biomarker related, you can put that in.
Okay.
Yeah, for all the COIs, my template is same. I have same template. Just use that. Just thinking whether this is too long or whether this should be same for all three abstracts. It's kind and then Hyunsun Kim, it's so hard to get in touch with her. So she has to accept to be author. Okay. So for all the authors, we have to send out, hey, this is a rule for everyone who's submitting. You have to, even if it's 24 hours before the deadline, you have to send it out and saying, hey, if you have any corrections you want to make regarding the context, content and your affiliation, let us know. Or let us know your COI as well. You have to do that. And if they don't respond, it's their issue. But at least give them 24 hours. But for an actual manuscript, you have to give them at least a week before you submit. So that's it. So depending on what Yuri gives you, write for abstract Jisang. And
Mhm.
everyone listed here, especially Liam and Jian, you should just help Jisang write the abstract together. I don't know. Jian, you've been involved in this. And I guess Eugene, Arnie, and has Jian been more involved in this?
So they're mainly from the hyperprogression data set side.
Oh, hyperprogression, okay. But we are using that data, right? So,
Mhm, mhm. We're using the clinical data they collected.
okay. Okay, so they contributed similarly here. So the thing is, Hyunsun, it's, you know, there's KakaoTalk and then the Facebook Messenger, and there's even the email. And Dr. Iser has all the communication contacts. So get in touch with her. Hey, this is the abstract. Give us your input. Let me know if you want to be part of the author. If she does not want to be part of the author, you know, she should let us know. I contacted her like 10 times. She never replied back. So I don't know what's going on with her. So I don't want any author to who's not involved, who does not respond, to be on the paper. I mean, that's our policy. Like you have to be responsible for the manuscript, and you have to be able to be communicated. So let's make sure Hyunsun is, you know, we can't just blindly add patients author's name in here. So even with any clinical trials, always the corresponding author or the first author asks, do you want to be part of the author? And a lot of will say, no, I don't want to be part of the authorship. I don't need authorship. So you see that. And then if she has any issues with the authorship, she'll talk to me directly, because I can't deal with someone who does not respond. So she has to talk to me directly, not any of the other authors. Okay. Okay, so I think we're set on authors for the 3 abstract. And then also send
Thank you.
the authorship list to maybe these two fellows have worked more than, I guess, let's put these next to the fellow. These two fellows did the actual segmentation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let them have more credit. So these are the people who actually done most of the segmentation, and Yuri did all the statistical work, so I think it makes sense. And Chisang, you'll work with all these people. You'll be the lead to write up the manuscript. Okay. Any questions on this? We're submitting this tomorrow. Okay. We don't have much time. It's a real
Right, I know.
deal, okay? So our backup, we can't do this here. There's one more conference coming up. It's called ISLAC Santa Monica. This is going to be February 22nd, 25. Jisang, are you available in this time slot?
Yeah,
Are
I-
you in Chicago?
yeah, I'm sure I will be in Chicago, but I'm not sure I can join these.
If you're selected, they pay for all your airline ticket,
Oh,
hotel, the best hotel in Santa Monica, California. They
It's
pay
quite-
for your taxi, meal, everything. So you
It
should
really-
go if you get selected.
Attractive.
Yeah. Iser got selected. Iser. And then COVID hit, and then everything got canceled.
So sad.
And it was a travel award, so because she didn't travel, she didn't get any money. Okay, so they're resuming this for the first time after COVID. Because it was all virtual, no travel award. But anyway, if you get selected, everyone gets travel award. This
Hmm.
conference, not many people know about this. But
Oh,
it's
there's a
right in,
quick
it's right
question.
in front of the beach, Santa Monica
Mhm.
Beach,
Hmm.
the best hotel.
why did they have so much money?
The lung cancer pharmaceutical companies have so much money. They support all this.
Wow.
So if you can't go, you should submit here. Because it's lung cancer. The deadline is December 2nd.
December 2nd.
But is it only for targeted therapies or
Everything. Lung
everything?
immunotherapy is PD-1 targeted therapy. So it's everything. So you should submit here anything that's not ready for AACR, okay?
See.
And yeah, it's targeted therapy. Any targeted targeted therapy. And then before I forget, Mr. Charles Mayer. Dr.
Oh, the one at 3:30 today?
No, there's a case report that I told you guys that I want you guys to write up.
Hmm.
Do you remember the patient name?
I can look it up.
So there's a case report, Google Doc file. So add it there. So this is the first EGFR exon 19 patient with MSI high and TMB over 20. that's not Lynch syndrome. So this is very unique. And let's see how the patient respond to Tagrisso. If patient responds well, then we can report this case. Jason,
Isn't Lenny Hatemira?
who?
Hatemira.
Yeah, you can see in the chat box.
I'll check. Yeah, Hatemira. Yeah. So this is so unique. Oh, MSTMB 16. So not urgent, but this is something that definitely can be reported. So MSI high in lung cancer has not really been reported. And the question is, how do you treat then? The EGFR tumors are usually low TMB and low PD-L1. But here, because of MSI high, the question is, how do you treat and how do they respond? So keep this case in mind, Liam, and let's see how the patient responds to osimertinib. If patient fails to respond, that the next question is, should we use nivo/ipi? Next. So let's keep this case in mind and document that in the Google spreadsheet. We have cases that we're following, so but we can always report this as an abstract. Okay. So we can report this case report. Yeah, but let's just keep in mind, I don't know, I might want to see the response first from osimertinib. So, okay. Okay, let's move on.
I came back.
Anything else, Chisan?
Yeah, not that I know.
Okay, let's go to Eugene. We've been
Okay.
waiting for you, Eugene.
Sorry, I just headed out this room unconsciously. Yeah, I'll share my screen. I have to show you 2 abstracts for AACR. Mm, oh, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Sorry. So this is the abstract for cancer incidence after blood transfusion.
Okay.
I sent out this to here, the people listing here. These are people who helped me to collect all the data. And of course, anyone could review this. I'll send it out to you and then participate.
Can you send me the link? Let me scroll it because for some reason it's low definition.
Okay. I uploaded to the chat box.
Okay. Okay, do you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So when you said selected, you have to say, what was your criteria for selection?
Oh yeah, that's true, but because of the word limit, I found some similar meta abstract that's submitted for AACR and they didn't listed that kind of criteria, so I just omitted this time. But okay, at least I can briefly add up some criteria.
Yeah, just briefly, but
Okay.
I understand. So Liam, is it 2 here? 2 doesn't seem like is it between
Um,
A and B? Relationship of A to B? I just don't.
Relationship. Is it- Can we, oh, can we say correlation? Oh, but the character counts the issue, huh?
no, we can adjust that. So let's just go for the better phrase or word.
Yeah, correlation between
Correlation. Mhm.
between A and B is better. Conducted according to or conducted I don't
Oh,
or conducted not subgroup
By,
conducted by is better.
okay. Right.
The result was consistent.
So if you look at the part that I highlighted, yeah, but then we can just get rid of that sentence. I just want to point out that the increased risk was remaining regardless of the time interval subgroup or the units.
So I would argue that look at the hazard ratio. It does overlap, but you can see there's a trend.
Yeah. But like given the limited word counts that I can use, like I actually didn't think to describe the trend itself. I just briefly summarized all the results, but if there's any better way for me to elaborate more on this, I would be willing to. So my approach to summarize all the things were just I listed the cancer types that showed significant correlation between blood transfusion, and then I try to classify them into depending on the time interval. So among 14 cancer types, only 3 showed, only 3 remained to have higher risk even after 15 years, which was lung, liver, and non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Non-Hodgkin lymphoma is a little bit weird because between 5 to 15 years, it shows not significant result, but still.
This is unique, number of studies pulled together. Yeah, this is very interesting.
I really wish I could include one more study if there were. But these 5 are really all we have as of now.
I think it looks like the more study you pull, because
Right,
it's a
right.
large number, it's going to be more significant. Most likely.
But then for some cancer type like uterus, we do have ample studies, but it doesn't show any significant results.
Mm.
And for, I think mostly like breast like gynecology cancers are seeming to have less influenced by blood transfusion.
Mm.
Thyroid as well, like endocrinology, or for some reason, like I noticed GI cancers or hematology cancers or lung, which maybe have a lot of blood like flow, does were impacted mostly.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So hormone-driven cancers were less affected. The instance were not affected.
Yes, but kidney as well, like the blood vessel itself, right? So
All
I
can,
Interesting.
but kidney is there?
yes, kidney is one of, kidney also showed like increased risk until 15 years. Kidney is right above uterus. The order is according to the incidence. Incidence in general population, you know.
Oh, you mean order in the table?
Yes, I ordered them according to the rank, the order that I saw in the World like Cancer Institute research website. But I actually didn't write about that kind of hypothesis that I came up, you know, I just write down the types, but would it be better for us to elaborate more on like classify them into an endocrinology cancer, like hormone related cancer, or I'm not sure.
This is more hormone. Well, like thyroid is debatable. You can't say this is hormone. But
That's
you
true.
can say endocrine driven.
I mean, yeah, we can just submit it as of now, but we can more elaborate on the manuscript itself. But
So
we can, yeah.
the sentence here. All cancer types had increased. So I think I don't like the sentence. The cancer types increased.
Oh, okay. All cancer, all type of cancers.
Cancer incidence in all solid tumors
Except,
you can put in parentheses table 1.
okay.
Except have cancer incidences as increased.
Okay, just increase.
Yeah.
And I think
that
you
okay,
can
Nina?
delete it among blood transfusion recipients.
You wanna, is that I could
Uh,
delete this part?
Yes, you know,
In
the ranking.
recipients of blood transfusion.
Okay.
Is that okay, Liam? I don't know. It's just. Any better way?
No, I think that works.
Okay. And then the second sentence I don't like, the higher risk for lasted. It doesn't make sense to me. You just have to be very specific. What is higher risk? So
The increased risk, maybe.
Yeah.
the increased risk of cancer. You have to say of cancer.
Of
Increased risk of stomach bladder cancer lasted. Yeah, that makes sense. Liam, is that okay? Increased risk of stomach bladder and kidney cancer.
It
Not
does. I
only-
don't like the word lasted. Do you want to use maybe like sustained or remained?
Remain.
yeah, I used remain in the last part, so I'll use
Yeah,
Okay.
sustained.
What?
Not, I wouldn't say until.
Un-
Sustained
until.
Sustained up to?
up to.
Okay.
However, lung cancer, liver cancer. Remain. I was out. So, what is the point? Even after 15 and
Yes,
Yeah.
even after 15 years, like,
what is the difference?
these three cancers show the longest effect, correlation
Uh-huh.
with transfusion. If you see here, I try to highlight the bold. I highlight the result with bold, but if you try to look at closer, only lung and liver and non-Hodgkin lymphoma has a significantly higher risk among blood transfusion recipients, even after 15 years.
Mm.
I mean, I just want to highlight these three cancer types, but
Up to. Remain to have higher risk. I would say. I would just. Cancer incidence in the increased in recipients of blood transfusion. Increased risk
okay.
up to, and then you could just whereas. That of. Whereas that of. This. Remained. Even after 15 years, okay? So up to 15 years, comma, whereas, comma, that of lung cancer, liver cancer. All that remained even after 15 years. Okay? That's the
Yeah.
new sentence.
Okay. I'll revise it after.
Yeah, Liam, you should just help her. So I would argue that what showed the highest. So you said risk, what is this? Is it a relative risk?
So it's actually sum of relative risk, standardized incidence rate, and so here risk means an umbrella term.
So I think you should put a footnote here.
Uh-huh.
Risk is risk, and then you can say risk is pulled from odds
Mm.
ratio, relative risk, and standard incident ratio.
Okay.
And if you don't have space,
Uh-huh.
you can't write that in the result. You have to write either that in methods, but because of the space in the
Yes.
method, I recommend that you write that in the table footnote. The
Okay, yeah.
footnote has to be like right here.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's part of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Some people put it like one box and they just make the
Make the
line invisible
Mhm.
and just make that,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
But I see that it would be included in the table as well.
right,
Anyway.
all the lines being invisible, and then you just
Mhm.
put that right there in here.
Yeah, I understood.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
so the highest numbers for risk, where is it? Is it
the
colon?
highest number,
Is it leukemia?
actually I didn't look at that, but leukemia I think above 4 is only, yeah, leukemia.
Yeah, the highest risk, I mean, this is, well, I guess you can do the total, not
Oh, not
you-
like subgroup.
yeah, maybe total is better. You
Mm.
can kind of list
Compare
top 3,
top 3.
the high, the highest risk were found in, so
And try to mention
low
them. Okay.
cancers,
Uh-huh.
something like that. I think just having that written out would be really good.
Okay. Other than that, yeah, I think I should remove some other parts to write that off. But yeah,
Okay.
I'll list. And would conclusion be good
It's
enough as
not a
well?
follow-up period. It is time after transfusion.
Okay.
So our result would deserve further investigation. So I would write that as a separate sentence. Or so if you don't have much
In-
space, our result suggests, you don't have to write that. You can just say
I think you can just get rid of it totally, just start with the impact of blood transfusion.
yeah. The impact of the blood transfusion on cancer development.
Varies depending on,
Oh,
Depending on cancer type and the time after transfusion.
Mhm.
And stop there,
Mhm.
especially search for associated mechanism for long-term excess risk of lung cancer and liver cancer as well. So these sentences just sound like Konglish to me.
Or can we just delete like specific mention about lung or liver or non-Hodgkin lymphoma and just wrap it up with further research is warranted? Someone,
So why did you put
Oh.
lung and liver?
Oh, it's my mistake. I should have included the non-Hodgkin lymphoma as well. I just want to highlight that maybe those three cancers with the most prolonged increased risk for development should be first topic for us to focus on in terms of those three cancers look most alarming to me because of the
I think it can even just,
and actually some explanation is the liver cancer. Maybe it's because of the like transmissible like carcinogenic agent would be one of the mechanism for this phenomenon, but like not sure. And yeah, so I just want to touch base on the importance of focusing on these three cancer types, but we can get rid of them.
do you think that's like better discussed in the manuscript?
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know why it has to be in the conclusion,
Oh, okay. Then
because you already mentioned it here, lung cancer, liver cancer. So
Yeah,
I would say further research is warranted. Why? You have to say why, right? Further perspective, are they perspective research or what, or how are data collected?
so there were 4 cohort studies, but one of them was prospective cohort, and then they try to survey people using like some questionnaire.
So the more cohort studies we have, the better. So I would say the further perspective studies are warranted to validate our find, to validate. Warranted to validate our findings.
Sounds good. Okay. And
Yeah.
and for the table format, does it look good enough, or I have
So
to
why couldn't you do 5:15 for here?
for the all cancer type?
Yeah.
There are not meant it's because of the data, the way the data were collected. So
I think not all studies have that data or information.
But for these cancers, at least there's one study that looked at 15. It's not 0 for any.
right, but then yeah, so yeah, I mean I can definitely separate
So I
5.
think it has to be consistent. I think the fact that you didn't do all cancer type 15 years is not consistent with other analysis. So you have to do 5:15 by 15. And you need another dose response. So I guess you can't do 1 and 2 because they're all, it's 1, 2, or 3 and above, right? You can't separate them more, correct?
Yes. So actually I include, so you see like 2 studies are included for the dose response relationship fact variable, and 1 study separated 1, 2, 3 units, but I ended up merging 1 and 2 for to match the other study which reported only 1 and 1, 2 together and above 3 separately.
Is
And yeah,
our AJP paper included here?
AJP, the postpartum.
Yeah,
Yes. Actually, the among two, one is that study,
okay.
and I could not perform similar dose response analysis for other specific cancer type because they didn't report that kind of specific results. They only report dose response for all cancer types. So like I'm thinking of just eliminating those response results as of now, but because it's hard to format the table. I mean, if we had to add up like 5 to 15, then I had to add one more row, which would not be symmetrical between. We can just take the same format for all cancer type from like other subtype. So just total and less than 5 to 15, over 15, and eliminating units, those response results.
So I'll tell you what, do you see the cursor or you don't? Do you see the?
I can see the cursor. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. Put thyroid here in breast. Breast will go to bladder.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter, the last one will end, it doesn't matter if you get like the blank spot here. All cancer type, you do the dose first. So you merge these two and put 1 to 2 unit, you merge these two boxes to 3 units. So you just have, number here and number here, and this will be another long all cancer type, and then you have 5 15 here.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah, okay.
And I think some people will be confused about the number of studies here. So just delete that for the purpose of this table. You can use it for your manuscript, okay? But for the purpose of the abstract, I think people will be confused. What is 5 and 2 and 2, 3 and 1? So just the number of study column you can get rid of.
Oh,
And you can capitalize R.
okay.
Okay, let's do that. Okay.
Okay, so there will be total 4 columns, right, in one table. So type and risk, type, risk.
Yeah.
Also need, okay.
And if you make that, you can even put 6 columns. And I don't know how you want to do it. You get rid of this, you get more space. And yeah, I'll leave it up to you.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank
And
you.
you need a title for the table.
That's true.
You just come up with a title.
Title would be the pooled risk of cancer incidence after
Pooled risk of cancer, I think incidence is cancer. Pooled risk of cancer according to cancer types, time from
time after transfusion.
dose of a unit of transfusion, and time from transfusion. That's what you did. So
Would you prefer time after transfusion or time from transfusion?
time from
Okay.
from.
Okay, great, thank you.
Units, I think unit S is better. Or is unit better? I don't know. Liam, what do you think?
I think units is good. Units.
Okay. I'll reformat and then add a few things and I will submit it.
Okay,
And-
you have
yeah,
the right manuscript, so let me see. I will have Liam continue to work with her on writing the manuscript.
Yeah.
So I want you to be here. And Jian, I want you to be, this is transfusion, you should be the expert here.
right.
So work with Eugene to write the whole manuscript together and help her like finalize the abstract as well.
Okay, okay. no
Okay,
problem.
Yeah, and Sisang can also help me to revise if we have enough time, if he has enough time.
yeah,
And
Jian has 3 abstracts, so he's busy.
okay, got it. Okay, I see. Yeah, so
Okay, anything else? What happens
so
to the risk of progression?
progression?
Yeah,
Oh, the cancer progression? Cancer
Yeah.
survival. Oh, actually,
Hyperprogression?
no, I don't think so yet. I think he's talking about the thing we are working with Dr. Cho. So yeah, so the thing happened, what happened was, so at least a month ago, Dr. Jian gave us a full comment on the manuscript, and I had worked on it, and then I sent it back to Dr. Cho, and he replied to us this weekend, last weekend, adding up all the things he can add. So now we're pretty good to show it to you, the full manuscript. But should we do it now or?
I think we need to recheck and then we can show him.
Okay, so Dr.
Yeah.
Che, the
Give me
manuscript is
1 minute,
pretty already
one more week.
done. Yes, can we show it next week, please?
okay, okay.
Okay.
Oh, Dr.
So-
Quick question. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Is there a lab meeting next week? I know you're gonna be away for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Yeah, next week I am away, so it has to be the week after.
mhm.
But is there the timeline, like I don't know.
Or if Dr. Jian has time,
So Dr. Jian's gonna edit what Dr. Cho revised, is that the plan?
Dr. Cho finished his revision, and it's kind of my turn or our turn to look at it again.
Okay, so I'll just have you and Dr. Jian's involved, right, too, right? So
Yes.
just finish it to the publication quality, everything.
Okay.
Then did
Oh.
we decide on the journal?
It was targeting JMI, Journal of Internal Medicine.
Journal of Internal Medicine?
That's what I've heard from.
I don't remember that journal.
Yeah, Journal of Internal Medicine is pretty prestigious journal in this field, I think.
Journal of Internal Medicine.
As far as I remember, this was our first target. When
Okay, if you remember that, that's fine.
okay. So we will try to format everything according to this guideline. We're already doing that. So we'll keep doing that as well. And for abstract, I have a quick question, Dr. Che. So we are working, I finished the abstract for hyperprogression with Jian and Arnie, but I don't remember you mentioned about this abstract to be submitted for AACR, so we didn't like prepare it to submit it there.
But did we ever?
Oh, we submitted 3 different abstracts regarding this topic to the CC this year. But for now, for manuscript purpose, we kind of collected everything together. And actually, there are a lot of changes made, in terms of analysis and data. So
I don't know. Do you want to submit to AACR? Because AACR is the best place to submit if there's updates.
I mean, I think we can, because abstracts are here.
Yeah,
It is here.
and 3 abstracts are all combined, so I think that's the best one with
Yeah,
the
can you
revised.
show it to me?
Okay, I will.
Your
So
screen?
I'll.
Yeah, you can send me the Google link.
Mhm.
Because ASCO is gonna be tough. There's too many good trials for ASCO.
Mm,
ASCO is tough. AACR is the best venue. And this is all cancer.
Oh, this is just non-small cell lung cancer.
Oh, this is lung cancer? And
Yeah.
you can submit for the ISLAC.
Yeah. Yeah.
But ISLAC is just for therapy. Santa Monica is just for therapy, and you can submit to the annual meeting. But anyway, let me take a look. Is it you
Okay.
just send me?
Yeah, I just put the link in the chat room.
Okay.
We haven't decided yet on the title, so we listed like our candidates for title.
So this is hyperprogression.
Yes, hyperprogression, and we.
Okay, so I know we did 3 like abstracts for Sissy.
Yes, 3.
AACR, what is different?
We are trying to combine everything, and
Mm.
as you remember, some doctor gave me a comment that we need like to do landmark analysis for overall survivor, and then actually we excluded small cell lung cancer from our population. And yeah, there are kind of minor changes that have been made so far after the CC.
Okay, I think that's minor. And then even if we combine it, it's the same 3 abstracts we presented at Sissy.
So we can
So
just skip.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do anything about AACR, but we can at least come up with a title right now.
Yes.
So really, is it real in the real world evidence? Redefining. Oh, we can make it, we call it sexy title, right? Redefining hyperprogression. In clinic or something like that.
Yeah, I do agree with you. This is very catchy, but the thing is, after we defined it, and then after we found out that it doesn't have any correlation with like prognosis of cancer patients, we didn't do anything about it. We only used original definition for analysis for risk factor or like over. So like I'm a little bit unconfident about like, putting like redefining as like main like thing we did, or yeah, even though we didn't find any correlation between redefined HPD and then like prognosis, I looked at some risk factors, and actually there were some correlation between risk factor and redefinition of HPD, but then I'm not sure whether that's clinically meaningful. So yeah, we did try to redefine hyperprogression, but what we did mostly is actually using the original definition to just to investigate this phenomenon more.
Prognostic value. I guess we are suggesting like definition here, right? We are suggesting new definition here, correct?
We tried to do that, but then after we found out that the utility of that new definition is kind of a little bit unsure, so my thought was we're just showing them this is what we tried to do, but we didn't find any correlation between like prognostic outcomes. So this is just the only thing we can talk about the new definition is that the new definition, when we include new target lesion, then the incidence is definitely goes up. But we're not sure whether those increases clinically meaningful or
At least we excluded pseudo progressors, correct?
yes, pseudo progressor among the HPD, among the hyperprogression.
So meaning after hyperprogression, if they regress, if the tumor regresses, then it's pseudo progression. So
Yeah,
pseudo progression.
Yeah, Dr. My guess is Dr. Jian take a look at each one of patients who were reported to have hyperprogression, and she found out that there's no one actually went through pseudo
Yeah,
hyperprogression.
that was no pseudo hyperprogression.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have to put that in the method that those were all confirmed. There's no pseudo progression as defined by decrease in tumor burden in the follow-up scan or something. Anyway, so I understand that our new definition may not correlate well with survival. Small cohort, it might
Yes.
not correlate well, but I think the rationale is we are seeing a lot of new lesions that pop up, and these new lesions are not going away. These are not pseudo progression. So this I think to capture the actual landscape of hyperprogression, I think we're just suggesting a new definition, and we're just suggesting this needs to be validated in other cohorts. And we don't have to emphasize that our new definition did not correlate with our survival. We don't have to emphasize that. We could put that in the supplemental table.
That's true. That's true.
I think we should emphasize that a lot of disease burden is happening in the new lesion. And show that percentage of the new burden created by new disease that is not captured in the RECIST. Because
Mm,
all our hyperprogression definition is based on the RECIST 1.1 criteria,
that's true. Missing like all new lesions. Yeah,
which does not measure any new lesion. Presence of new lesion is progression, but they're
Mhm.
not in any measurement criteria.
that's true. Yeah.
So to better quantify the hyperprogressive disease is to add new lesion just for the sake of hyperprogression definition. Not for RECIST criteria, disease tumor response evaluation. And it remains to be seen whether this, our new definition can be a better form of measuring hyperprogression remains to be seen. We're not making any assumptions. We're just saying this may be a better way to measure.
Yeah.
And stop there. We are not saying our validation was poor. We're small sample size. We don't have to emphasize any of those. By the way, in our cohort, this was our association that we've seen with the new definition, and you can put that all in the supplemental figures. Okay, so I think just the fact that we are suggesting new definition is good enough. And that is why I still want to keep redefining hyperprogression.
Okay. But then can we actually include all the like results, coming from original definition under this title?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so let's have this as a title, okay?
Cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, let's decide on the authors. Who is Arnie going to be the first author?
Think so. Yeah. She has been working on introduction and
You work most of the hour on this one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just doing it right now. So I think Eugene and Arnie, they are equally contributed for this.
Equally contributed, okay. So this is right, equal contribution. Anyone involved in collecting this data? What about Yuno?
oh, I am sorry, I missed him. I lost him. Where should we put him? Because I already listed all people who actually involved in collecting data this year. So Timothy Hong, Suwon, Suni, Juhee, Seungmi. Those people are collecting data for this data as well, because the data collected by, for some reasons, so many things should be recollected. So, but yeah, let's put,
Do you know?
okay.
Make sure Yuno gets our all abstracts and everything, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you can explain to him that all the things that he collected had to be recollected and was reanalyzed and everything. You can explain him what we've done with the data that he started.
Understood. Yeah, understood. Yes. And we actually prepared our abstract. So, I mean, it would be great if you could just go through it, but we can actually show it to you next time as well.
I mean, since we're not, we can just finish it first. Now look
Okay.
at
And just quick question, Dr. J, regarding presenting this analysis results. So
oh yeah, so the other thing is This is same. I think this was all, the data was all set up with Lisa.
Oh, okay.
She started the whole project with the radiology department.
Mm,
She wrote the protocol, so I think she has to be in. So ask
understood.
Ether, because Ether knows whoever worked on this before her with you know time. Ask
Okay.
Ether if anyone else was involved in this project, undergrad, whoever, that deserves to be co-author. So, because so many people have started this many
Oh.
months back.
I see. I
Can't even
see.
remember who worked on it.
Okay, understood. I'll reach out to Isel.
Yeah.
And because we have, two different kind of patient group, so we look at only patient list, and then we also looked at the regimen list. So when we write about results, would it be okay just to mention about the regimen, the results coming from regimen, like regimen population? It's weird, but so I'm asking you about, so if there is a 121 patient group and 136 cases where immunotherapy was utilized, can I just describe the results coming from all the patients who underwent immunotherapy? For example, like incidence, or do I have to report both? Like among 121 patients, incidence was like this, and among 136 patient regimen, or treatment regimens, incidents were like this. As of now, I only wrote about the greater number of sets, which is regimen.
I see. So you can refer to that as cases,
Okay, cases.
not regimen. Regimen, people will be confused.
I see. Yeah, understood.
And don't use number of patients there because people will be confused. What is case and what is patients?
Hmm.
Now, in the method and in the result, you're gonna have to write both. Patient, cases, and the result by case, results by patients. When you do by patient, you're gonna only do the first line therapies or the first one. So that's the sensitivity analysis. So you do it by case, report, but then you're gonna say, we decide to only do the first case, not the second case. In one patient, if one patient received more than one immunotherapy, we analyzed only the first given immunotherapy. And if we do that, what is the new results that we see? So
What if there's no new results?
what do you mean?
So, I mean, compared to the
Numbers are
results.
gonna be different. If
Okay.
it's similar, you just report that.
Okay.
It's called sensitivity analysis.
I see. Yeah.
So you will report all that, make tables and figures, everything based on first immunotherapy. So that's going to be per patient analysis. But for abstract, just do the case.
Okay.
Is that
But-
clear?
Okay, clear. So
Okay.
for abstract, just for cases, but then other manuscript, we have to have both.
Yeah.
And we can call the results from patient as a sensitivity analysis result. Right.
Well, we don't have to call it, just do it.
Okay.
You don't-
Okay,
yeah, that's just a concept, yeah. You don't have to use that word.
Okay. And then,
Anything
and then
else?
can we just refer two different or three different definitions using like dash HPD? I remember you suggest using like HPD-A, HPD-B, and C to refer three different definitions. But I found out that it'd be better if we can use just their first letter of the name, who suggested the concept. So HPD-S is HPD Sagabusit. HPD-C would be for Champia.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, and last one is I didn't prepare the last abstract that I was supposed to submit to prepare for AACR, which is MRD. I found out only 2 patients are added comparing to the one that I submitted for CC. And I don't
Why
expect
only 2? That's too small.
it's weird, right? They found Natera folk, they found 2 more, and I saw the updated patient list, but for CC it was 37 in total, 35 in total, and right now we have 37, and actually we have 1 more patient who deceased recently, so maybe overall survivor analysis would be a little bit different because we have 1 more patient who will be coded as death. But can I just submit it to the other conference after getting some more, or
Yeah, let's get some more and let's submit to the ISLAC.
that sounds fair? Okay. Great. I will.
Yeah.
And
Patient too small, and then I've ordered more Signatera since then, so you can get more patients up
understood.
now and
yeah.
get more. Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Chip, by any chance, do you remember patient whose name is Michael Hughes?
Yeah.
So I don't think he can be included in the MRD cohort, right? Because,
He's stage 4.
right, so, yeah, okay. I think Natera, the list Natera people sent me, weirdly, some patients are included as,
Yeah.
okay, I have to screen that one. And one more question, what about a patient who have, oh, I think she could be included, who have both same primary lung cancer in both lung. So she's stage 4, she's stage T4 and stage 3A, and she got resected for both of lung. She could be included, right? She doesn't have any metastasis at other sites, so
Stage 4?
stage 3A, T4, because of 2 different locations of her lung cancer.
Oh, she got what? She got transplant?
No, she resected both, left
Oh,
upper and
just
left.
both. Oh, both lobes.
Yes,
Yeah, that's okay. That's still curative.
still curative.
So in the abstract, you just say any curative intent treatment, and this includes lung transplant too.
Yes.
Yeah, curative intent treatment.
And then I'll prepare for this abstract for ISLAC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm done with today's portion. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Okay, we'll do Dr. Jian, but let's take a 5-minute break. We have to answer some pages. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. J.
Thank you, Eugene.
HPD는 초록 안 내는 것 같아요.
네, 알겠습니다.
네, 저 가보겠습니다.
Okay, I know Liesl just joined, so maybe before Jian, can we take a look at her abstract? Isuri, are you ready?
I am.
Can you share your screen, or you can send me the link for your,
Whichever way that works better for you. Let me
yeah,
see.
send me the link so that I can scroll it.
Oh, I actually did it with just PowerPoint. It's not like Google Slide.
Oh, then just share yours.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, this is a blood TMB tissue TMB correlation analysis result. A total of 119 patients were included in the analysis. We collected these patients who got garden blood TMB result from August 2020 to October 2022. Tissue TMB high, I just defined it as like over 10 and under 10. Tissue TMB high patients were 18 patients, like 15% of total, and lower 85%. Blood TMB high was 57 patients, or 48% of the whole patient. And then time from tissue TMB and blood TMB, the sample collection was a median was 27 days. The first quartile was 14 days, and then third quartile was 1,834 days, like a couple of years. So patients under 30 days of the time gap between the tissue and blood TMB was 64 patients, like 54% of total patients, and over 30 days were 46%. And then blood TMB over tissue TMB, the median ratio was 2.32. With first quartile 1.43, and then third quartile 16.86. So I did the survival analysis. For survival analysis, I was able to add 61 patients diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer. Among them, 18 patients received immune checkpoint inhibitor only regimen, and 25 received chemo and immuno combination therapy. And then 8 patients got chemo and 10 patients got targeted therapy, including osimertinib. So I did this analysis. I just did this analysis in like 2 versions, like IO and chemo IO combination therapy, like ICI containing regimen, and then just total patients. So time from blood TMB to treatment initiation, the mean was 20 days. So most of the patient had the treatment initiation not too long before or after the blood TMB collection. So 7 patients blood TMB was drawn after the treatment initiation. So this is the survival curve of the ICI containing regimen. So this is a progression-free survival. So for progression-free survival, p-value wasn't that low. I didn't see like much significant value of the TMB. So this is the blood TMB, and then the right one is the tissue TMB. So tissue TMB had like slightly better like prognostic value of the progression-free survival. And this is the overall survival. The
What
left
was
one.
the p-value?
So p-value was for blood TMB was 0.39. Tissue TMB was 0.18, 0.18.
Where is that number?
Here is this table like too small for you?
Oh, okay, 0.1, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not, okay. Wilcoxon, okay.
Yeah, so for PFS, tissue TMB's p-value was lower, which was 0.18, but what was kind of confusing was for overall survivor for ICI containing regimen, blood TMB had way lower p-value of 0.02 and has a ratio of 2.7. And for tissue TMB for overall survival, p-value was 0.59.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So go back. So this is PFS. And is this all therapy or immunotherapy?
This is ICI, the immune checkpoint inhibitor containing.
Alone.
Yeah.
Is this frontline?
Sorry?
Frontline therapy.
No, I just collected it regardless of the lines.
So it's all combined.
Regardless of the lines, but that the regimen right after the blood TMB collection.
Okay. Is red is high?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have well, I guess tissue high looks worse, but it's no, I guess no significant change.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for overall survival, blood TMB had better prognostic value.
So what's interesting is high is worse survival,
Yeah.
which is the opposite of what we really see.
Yeah, but like for this whole analysis, like it was like pretty significant. I was kind of confused, like in the later part, there's like high versus low. Like both tissue and blood TMB high group
Mhm.
has worse survival. This is based on the tertile.
Mhm.
This one, blood TMB over tissue TMB tertile. So third tertile is blood TMB over tissue TMB is 3.33 to 11.48.
Yeah.
So here this group is
Yeah,
like
no, I love this. So this is what we've been saying. So
Mhm.
I like this result, and I think the community would have hard time taking this. So I think if you, I want all of you to read Stats's review paper on tumor heterogeneity.
Mhm.
The title is Blood TMB and Tissue TMB are not same.
Mhm.
The reason is if the blood TMB is way different than tissue TMB, which is number 3 here,
Mhm.
it means there's a lot of heterogeneity.
Right.
There's a lot of metastatic tumors shedding DNAs that are not found in the tissue TMB.
Yeah.
That means higher heterogeneity tumor will always do worse. Okay, even with immunotherapy. So that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
And I'm just shocked that there aren't many papers showing this.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really interesting finding.
And then like what was interesting was like for the correlation analysis, I'll be showing like later part. Depending on the site that tissue TMB was collected, the correlation coefficient was different, but tissue TMB and blood TMB correlation coefficient was like 0.92 when the tissue was collected from the metastatic lesion. So, yeah. So I thought like maybe like when cancer metastasized, then the TMB might be different from the original like lesion. And then blood TMB reflects more of the TMB of the metastasized lesion. That was
Right. Wow, it's snowing a lot right now.
Really?
Get outside. Anyway, show me that data. Where's that data?
Oh, that one?
Yeah, that one you just said.
I think that's in my another computer.
Okay, let's finish this
Yeah, because
presentation.
I had to do this with another laptop. Yeah. So this one, we were, I guess we were here, and then so blood TMB, this one as well. So tissue TMB, like not much significant difference in like overall survival of total. So this is patients of like the total patients, like regardless of the regimen, like including all chemotherapy and targeted therapy. So for the total of 61 patients, regardless of the regimen type, patients with high blood TMB had worse prognosis, worse overall survival with p-value of 0.01.
That's great.
Yeah. And then this is
For tissue TMB,
uh-huh.
what is the percentage of Tempus and other tests?
So Tempus was like almost like 90%. Like only these patients who were added like this year or later last year had the in-house NGS.
Okay.
And then this one is like progression-free survival of these patients who had ICI containing regimen. I divided these patients into 3 groups. Like group one is tissue and blood TMB both high. Group 2 is high, low, or low, high, like not concordant. And then low, low, both low group. And then it didn't really show much like statistical significance. So I just did this, like this is like high group versus all others. So high group seemed to have like worse progression-free survival with p-value of 0.18. This is a overall survivor of the same group, like ICI patient with ICI containing regimen. For this 2 group with high, low, or low, high seem to have like lower survival, but it's probably because like most of the patients were included in this group too. So that was it. And then I did like another analysis, high versus everything else, like nothing significant. And then this is overall survival of the total patient, regardless of the regimen. This one as well, this group 2 had like worse prognosis, but I think this one as well, like most of the patients were included in the group 2, like something high, something's low, like not like concordant with each other. And then this is overall survival. When I divided this group into like high versus low, high seem to have worse survival with p-value of 0.2. So I divided these people into tertile depending on total. So first tertile is a BTMB over TTMB is like 0.14 to 1.65. And the second tertile, and then third. So third tertile includes these patients whose BTMB was significantly higher than TTMB. So this one, these patients with like BTMB way higher than TTMB had worse prognosis with p-value of 0.0017. And next is correlation analysis, just like overall, but where is the total one? Oh yeah, this is the total. So this is total patient with 119 patients. Pearson correlation was 0.54. And then this is correlation between these people who got BTMB and TTMB with time gap less than 30 days, but it didn't significantly increase the Pearson correlation value. Probably like way less patients were included in the analysis. And then this is a correlation between blood TMB and TMB based on whether there's like metastasis or not. So when there is metastasis, the Pearson correlation value was pretty significantly higher than when there's like no metastasis. So when there is metastasis, the left one is like metastasis, yes. This one has Pearson R value as 0.57, and when there was no metastasis, there was Pearson 0.39. And then I did another analysis based on the biopsy side of the tissue TMB, and I think I didn't send it from the other laptop.
Tell me what are the numbers you saw from
So
that?
that number was, let me take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Dr. Che, I think you have a 12 o'clock meeting, right?
Yeah.
So the number was for tissue TMB, tissue that was the tissue TMB that was obtained from the primary tissue was Pearson correlation R value is 0.52, which is similar to the total number. But the tissue TMB collected from the metastatic lesion was Pearson correlation R value is 0.92.
0.92.
Yeah,
That was from what site?
metastatic side. So I think that's because like there were a couple patients who TMB value was like exactly same, like between these two.
Exactly same.
Yeah.
Interesting. That doesn't fit the story.
Yeah. Is it? But probably I don't know, like that's what I observed.
So I guess if you do the primary site,
Mhm.
tissue biopsy. Well, I guess it does fit the story. Because the metastatic site will have more mutations usually as they metastasize, they gain more mutation.
Yeah.
And then that if that's shedding more, then blood TMB and tissue TMB can correlate more.
Yeah.
Okay, so now based on this, have you start writing or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So I think we have to find the theme here. I mean, you kind of showed a lot of things. Now, I think go back to the first slide. The one before. Yeah, so I think for the survival analysis,
Mhm.
so did you look at before treatment? Because even if it's under 30 days, if it's like if we started Tagrisso, then you know the TMB blood TMB will tank.
That's actually true. So I collected data like when there was like previous if there was a previous regimen before taking the tissue TMB,
Yeah.
and then the regimen that came right after the tissue the blood TMB. So I did collect the data, but I didn't do the analysis based on like whether there was like previous regimen or not. Because I thought like subgroup like number will go even lower.
Right. But I do think it's important to,
Yeah, because like some patient had like multiple lines of treatment. Even like chemo immunotherapy and yeah, some patient was like one patient was getting like ipi-nivo and then she got the blood drawn and got the TMB and then treatment was changed to carboplatin pembro. So in this kind of case, like maybe TMB might not be as accurate. But the problem is like there are garden blood draw with like better time point, but not all the garden blood draw has TMB available.
oh,
So in that case, we just had to collect like whatever TMB that was available.
yeah.
So there was like a kind of a lot of like complicating factor.
Mm-hmm. So I
Yes.
think we have to have a guide, set criteria.
Right.
So if it's first line, then the garden has to be done. So
Yeah. Yeah.
the therapy may work. So I would say within, if you get Tagrisso, the ctDNA will drop in a couple days.
Oh, okay.
But I think immunotherapy may not work that fast. But it's hard, but the come to think of it, if you look at the overall survival and the blood TMB, can you show me that again? There's a strong relationship there.
Yeah.
Or if you go to all therapy, blood TMB, where's the strongest one that you saw?
So this is the strongest one, the overall survival of the total patient regardless of treatment
Okay.
regimen.
So first one is blood, the second is tissue.
Yeah.
So this may be if you have patients who are started on therapy, new therapy, and if it's working, your blood TMB is going to be small.
Right.
So if you capture that, a low blood TMB will have always better survival
Right.
because the therapy is working so well.
Oh.
So it's
Right.
important that you get rid of patients who started on a new therapy. It's okay to be on an old therapy because it's not working. That's why we're changing.
Right.
So it's for first line, you have to be treatment naive. But let's do the sensitivity analysis here because I want to ask this question. Number one, it has number one, just collect the patients before the new treatment. The garden has to, on the day of or 1 day after, it's okay. That's the same. I just consider that 24-hour plus minus the same thing, same day. Okay. It has to be a day before the therapy starts, but the 24-hour buffer is fine. And then let's give 1 week. If the garden is drawn 1 week, within that 1 week of the start of the new therapy, it's okay. Let's still include them. So that's group number 2. And then group number 3 is 30-day. Let's put 30-day there. And I think anything above that is too much. Let's exclude them for any survival or PFS analysis. and use that 1, 2, 3 different group to get these graphs that you generated. Okay, I know it's going to be smaller number if you do that,
Yeah.
but still see if there's any trend there. And what we're gonna do is if only the trend is seen in a certain subgroup, then we'll go with that.
Mhm.
If trend is same for all 3 different groups, you can go with the largest number and patient number.
Okay.
Say you looked at all 3 different groups, there was no significant change in the pattern.
Would you like to remove these patients who got the previous therapy before or while getting the blood TMB?
Previous therapy,
Yeah, like I mean, like there are like good number of patients were frontline. But some patients it was not frontline, there was like previous therapy.
it's okay. Previous therapy is okay, but again, I know we are limited in numbers.
Mhm.
You can do first line therapy only too. Like with that 3 group,
Mhm.
you can also, so it's 2 by 3, it's 6 different groups then, but you can do frontline therapy only, or you can do all lines of therapy included,
Okay.
and kind of see what the pattern is.
Mhm.
And let's see what it shows, and anything that shows interesting, if this trend of blood TMB high having worse prognosis still persists, then we're gonna just write about it. Just
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good. And about the correlation, do you just want to like write off like a similar abstract that we previously submitted? We just added more patient and then we added this analysis based on the metastasis.
Yes, just the correlation, I think we can
Okay.
still write a separate abstract for that.
Okay. So we can write the separate abstract for that, and then for survival, I can make this subgroup analysis and then see if that actually makes sense.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay. So work on that, and I don't know. Yeah, so I have to go to the meeting, and I will do the rest of the meeting when I come back, but so 12 to 1 I have a meeting, and then 1 to 2 I'm giving a lecture, so all of you guys are welcome. Yeah, so we're gonna take a pause and resume when we're back in our lab. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.